Happy New Year.
Dominica is between Martinique and Guadeloupe. Now, can you tell us one reason why we should go to Dominica?
You need more than one reason.
A few.
And of course, there is rum. Rum is good.
I will totally agree with you on that one. Rum is good.
But Dominique is not about rum and relaxation. It's also about adventure and discovery.
Now you're talking my language.
It's a year-round place. Yeah. This is a lot more seasonal. It's famous for an English seaside town. A lot of it.
I did that. We did Bryce, Zion, and we camped out in Monument Valley and we did Karakoram.
Tiberian Escapes is a company based down in the Algarve region of Portugal. We put together vacation packages for people who want active holidays. They can be theme-based, such as wellness, food, adventure, architecture. People don't always know what they want to do, so we have plenty of ideas we can give them, the cities they can visit throughout Portugal and Spain. And we put an itinerary together based on their budget and their interests.
So it's not like a package holiday?
So it's not a package holiday, whereas you would book whereas the company would provide the flight and the hotel, and then you're left on your own, and maybe you could book the occasional activity with the tour operator. For us, it's you book your own flight, EasyJet, Ryanair, whichever you want to use, for example, and we'll organise the accommodation based on the budget and all the activities based on the interest. So every day you're generally doing something unless you want a day's rest.
So let's say I wanted to go to Seville, for example.
Yes.
I'd book my flight to Seville, and then you would be able to tell me what's available?
Absolutely. So we can go into our office is only 2 hours from Seville. We know Seville very well. So if you want food based, or if you want to learn how to have a flamenco dancing lesson, go to a flamenco show, we can put all that together for you. We cover all of Portugal and most of Spain. So for example, if you want a break in Porto and then extend that break into the Douro Valley and go for a wine tasting experience, we can do that. You can book a gourmet train if you wish to go into the Douro Valley, or you can get a normal train, or we can hire you a car, or you can have a driver. It all depends on your interests and your budget. You can go to Lisbon and have a nice break there, and then extend that into Sintra, which is a World Heritage Site. It's very close by. Or you can come down to the Algarve, or you can go wine tasting. In just about every region in Portugal there's wine tasting.
And how does one start thinking about the idea of holiday experience?
Just contact us, tell us what your ideas are, where you're thinking of going, what your budget is, what your interests are, and then we'll work with you to put that vacation together.
And that's done by?
That's done by email or by the phone. Initially we'll start with some ideas in an email, and then we'll have phone conversations to get everything finalised and talk it all through with the travellers.
And once you're on your holiday, then
Yes.
everything is governed by an app?
Yes, we have, once the itinerary is agreed, we send that to the travellers as an app on their phone, and that controls everything that you're doing. We're always on a phone 24/7, available in case you run into problems, and the app will guide you as well as to where you should be and what you're doing.
And how easy is it to change your itinerary once you've fixed it?
If the itinerary is booked and paid for, and you want to swap something out, that's not a problem. We can do that.
And the cost of these sort of average?
The cost varies. It can be for example, €1,000 each for a week, or it can be a lot higher. It all depends on the level of accommodation that you want to stay in. So for us, we tend to book nice 4 or 5-star hotels, or at the mid-end we can find a really nice guest house or boutique hotel that we recommend.
So can somebody come to you with a budget, say I've got a couple of thousand or 1,000?
It doesn't matter what the budget is. We will always find good accommodation that we would recommend. So we always want to protect our brand. So we're not going to put someone in an accommodation or a property that we wouldn't stay in ourselves.
Welcome to the Travel Smarter stage. In this session we have Jordan and Cal from That Wild Idea giving you some tips on how to transform your travel photographs.
Well, first of all, thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the show. We're just going to talk to you a little bit about how to transform your photography. My name is Karakoram Highway. And this is Jordan Banks, and together we run That Wild Idea, which is a company that specialises in photography holidays, workshops around the world. So over the years, through what we do, we have met a lot of people, aspiring photographers, amateur photographers, semi-professional photographers. And one of the things that we've learned over this time is that a lot of people make some very simple mistakes that actually just correcting those can have a huge effect on your photos.
So one of the most important bits whenever I'm heading out on an assignment or any sort of tour or anything is to do preparation and research and have plenty and plenty of patience while I'm doing this to get those killer shots that really stand out and make the difference, rather than just those random snapshots that just added together really don't tell a story of the place and don't mean a massive amount.
Can you tell me what That Wild Idea really is?
That Wild Idea is a photography tours and training company that we run tours throughout the world, specialising in everything from entry level, from iPhones and smartphones right up to the high-end DSLRs and the top end of photography really.
Can you give me an idea of your destinations?
We go everywhere we cover the whole of the UK, Iceland, Namibia, Vietnam, Cuba, and they constantly are changing every year as well. We add different locations and then take different destinations away. So we've got Colombia, Peru, we've got Ethiopia coming up, hopefully Japan we're going to add to our list of tours. But waiting for that perfect moment when a shot's going to happen. Obviously I climbed over onto this barrier to get this fella and I knew that he was throwing out the dust into the Holi festival in India, but if he was just sat there on his own just doing nothing, then it's not a great shot.
So when you get there, if you're panting or if you're breathing heavy, you're more likely to make mistakes. You're more likely to not see that there's a street pole hanging out of the back of someone's head.
We also are adding much more to our list of destinations as well. We're adding more Africa. We're looking at the Pantanal, Brazil. We're also looking at other places in Europe as well. So yeah, it's changing all the time.
The Chelsea, or Chelsea, there you go. I didn't take that one, obviously. It just shows a bit of London, added in with your nice shots of sunset, blue hour, sunrise, all the portraits and that sort of thing that you've got. It will really make, give you a nice story. And if you do want to enter competitions or ever turn this into more than just a hobby, then you've got the tools to do it.
Can you describe a typical day at a destination for somebody?
We would usually get up at sunrise. We would head out on location. We're normally done by the time the other tour buses arrive. We then go back. Usually we'll have a second location that we then go to, enjoy some downtime around the harsh hours of midday when the light is too harsh to photograph, and then we're back out again in the afternoon, and we're photographing right up until the evening and the blue hour, and then much needed sleep.
Hi, my name's Ricky. I'm the founder of Inspire Alpine. I was lucky enough to reach the summit of Mount Everest in May 2018, and I founded Inspire Alpine as a social enterprise to help try and close the attainment gap faced by disadvantaged young people. One of the ways that we fund that social mission is to run a series of international expeditions. So we can run expeditions, treks and climbs to 4 different continents. If you want to trek to Everest Base Camp, or climb Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa, or even climb Elbrus, the highest peak in Europe, we can support you to do that. We use expert local guides, and I personally lead every expedition to try and add that extra level of safety and security. We also run UK challenge events. Through the summer months we guide clients on Snowdon, Ben Nevis and Scafell Pike. We can run guided scrambles, guided walks, as well as those challenge events. So if you've got a dream to climb a mountain in the UK or overseas, try and climb with Inspire Alpine. We can support you every step of the way.
Okay, to answer the first question, you can only come on one of our walks if you booked through one. So you booked a cruise and walk holiday. If you book direct with Fred Olsen, there's a huge variety of Fred Olsen excursions, short excursions you can go on, but you're booking with them. To go on our excursions, you need to book with us. And those are included in the price. So we include in the price of what we would do all short excursions. With Fred Olsen, you can pick and choose different excursions, different ports, you can pre-book, you can book when you're on the ship. With others, we say, okay, on this day, this is what we will be doing, and that's included in the price of the holiday.
There's no extras whatsoever. Only your bar bills and some tips.
Yeah, and on the days when you would say get off the ship at 9:30 in the morning and be back again at 5, and at lunchtime you'll be out walking, well, we will include a picnic lunch from the ship, so you don't have to pay. Annette says it's just drinks.
I mean, we're traditionally a walking outdoor adventure holiday company, okay? And we have 3 different products that we supply. Iconically, we have Ramblers Walking Holidays, okay, which has been out for about 76 years, 77 years. And this is all about walking outdoors to areas where you wouldn't usually probably go to, off the country track from UK to Europe and further afield, basically. All holidays are graded, so according to the traveller's disability, they're graded from 1 to 9.
So this is for ramblers that haven't had, they're not ramblers?
Well, no, they are. It's basically what their ability is. So, 1 being leisurely and the easiest walk, to your moderates, which are the most popular sort of grades, so grade 4, 5 and 6, and then to obviously your gun-ho, up in the mountains type of walking, which is from grade 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so there's a wide selection here of different destinations, different walking type, as I say, from the UK, Europe and further afield. We do also have, for those that want to take it a little bit easier and maybe slow down and more relaxed walking, we have Adagio. Adagio emphasis is more on the destination. So culture, cuisine, history and sightseeing, all in one. So it's all about the hotel destination. We all passes to museums, are included. For example, in Granada, we have a tour in Granada in that area, Sierra Nevada, and we have the Alhambra Palace passes. So no queuing, straight into the Alhambra Palace. That's all included in our holiday. So they're a bit more bespoke and sort of wonderful items. And then as an introduction to cruise as such, with everything included, we've got cruise on board. Okay, now cruise is as it says on the tin. Literally it's a cruise, and every port of call we have a walk organised. From the Mediterranean, Indian Ocean, roaming around the Giles, and the iconic one which is the fjords. Okay, the beauty with the cruise and walk program, and we work exclusively with Fred Olsen, is that the ships are smaller, therefore they can actually get to all the ports. Whereas a lot of the other big boys, they will go, you have to tender. These go straight in, so we're the first ones out and straight into all.
Yes, Karakoram Jeep Trek International takes people to North Pakistan through the Karakoram Highway by jeep. Maximum people 4 to a jeep, could be as little as 2 people per jeep, and we take you through the most beautiful scenery in the world. From Rawalpindi, you travel on this highway until you get here, and then that is the Karakoram Highway. It is a well-maintained highway over high altitude mountains, a long highway linking the capital of Pakistan, which is Islamabad, to China, treading its way between 7,000 meters above sea level. The scenery is fantastic. The beauty of the area is beyond description. It is so beautiful. That's how I went. That's what I traveled to see, and that's what I saw. On top of that, we do deviations to Chitral and to the Kalash Valley. The Kalash is where the remains of the Alexander the Great army, which was left over there. They are a unique group of people who were not discovered until about a few years ago, about 30, 40 years ago. They have their own unique cultures and festivals, and sometimes some of our trips go in and see and participate in their festivals. Karakoram, which includes the K2, the second highest mountain in the world, as well as the Himalayas, the tail end of the Himalayas, i.e. the western end of the Himalayan mountains, and the Hindu Kush range of mountains are all within range of our trips. The ideal time for such trips are Northern Hemisphere summer. You appreciate we are traveling very high altitudes. Winters the roads are closed in the winter, so they are impassable. They are only available during the summer, June, July, August, and possibly September.
Could you tell me a little bit about your Wonderland Resort, please?
Of course. Our resort, Wonderland Cluj Resort, is situated in the heart of Transylvania, in Romania. We have a lot of activities going on there. From the air hot balloon, we have a massive building there. We have activities for all kinds of ages, from small children to elderly people. Let's say we have activities for everyone there, so they can have fun inside the resort, but also we organize trips all over Transylvania. A lot of people heard of Transylvania and Dracula. So we organize these trips with the best places that you can see in Transylvania. Castles, caves, natural places, medieval cities, and everything that it's important to see in our region of Transylvania.
And what happens at night?
At night, during the day I told you about the trips, and by night we organize dinner shows. They're kind of like a party, and each night we have a different thematic. For example, on Thursday we have the Romanian traditional night, and we have a lot of in the Romanian night we have the Dracula, the comeback of the Dracula. We have the food, which is traditional. Each night we have traditional food for the thematic. We have Latino night, we have retro night. I think we have the type of party for every kind of person who will love our resort.
How can I get more information?
You can find us on Facebook. Our name is Wonderland Cluj Resort, and also we have a website page. It's also wonderlandcluj.ro from Romania, and you can find there all the details about the resort and everything that you can do inside the resort, and also about more details about the trips that we organize.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.